our Savior.
You put on quite a show, Mr. Mayor. The whole town did.
I'd like to introduce you to a few more people. My wife.
Oh, Anne Davenport, the class valedictorian.
And
Mary Templeton, the boyfriend snatcher. Oh, you look so gaunt, Mary. The years have done some tricks on you, huh?
Claire, if you...
but she is.
It's all right, Mary. I got nothing against tricks.
This is something, really something.
Doctor, front and center, please. Because of Mrs. Waxman, we may be able to put that new wing on the hospital after all.
Madam, we'd be so thrilled.
Do you make out the death certificates, Doctor? You know, when somebody dies, I mean.
Yes, that's one of my duties.
Good. Next time, write death by cardiac arrest.
The next time?
Well, I'm Tom. Tom is going to be a world-class athlete now that we can revive the scholarship fund and send him to a decent college.
What a strapping young man. Look at these arms. I bet you could break a man in half if you needed to, yes?
Well, I've never tried. Claire always was a joker.
Yeah. When you said the next time.
Doctor, she promises millions. Millions?
Millions?
Millions.
God in heaven.
What are we eating, Mayor? I'm famished.
Shouldn't we wait for your husband?
Oh, don't bother. He's still lost in the forest somewhere. Anyway, we're getting a divorce.
A divorce?
Well, we had a good run, Morris and I. We were together almost a year. That's the third longest marriage I've ever had. Next time, I think I will marry a Spanish man with a Swedish mother. That seems like a good mix, yeah?
I'm so sorry. It seemed like such a nice marriage.
Oh, all my marriages are nice, Mr. Mayor. It's the divorces that tend to get nasty till I show my muscle. You might not believe this, but I could give young Tom here a run for his money. Oh, but that's neither here nor there. The truth is, I've always wanted to get married here in town, at the church. It was a girlhood dream of mine, and now I have the resources to make that dream a reality.
I am worried about all of this.
Oh, Mimi, it's fine. We're getting the money. This will all be over tomorrow.
And how is it that you have convinced her to give us the money?
Well, I appeal to her humanity.
Well, it doesn't seem like there'd be much to appeal to.
We're old friends, Mary. She listens to me. She respects me. All I have to do is ask her.
Is that why you smell like jasmine, Ira?
Well, it looks like you finally got that sign finished, Mr. Mayor.
I can assure you, Mrs. Waxman, we've never forgotten you. Never forgotten that our little town is the beginning of such a beautiful and brilliant light. You've lived on here as a legend, unmatched. And not just you, but your family as well. Your mother, that songbird of a woman, such a picture of grace and poise, who died so tragically when she fell into a pig pen at feeding puppies. And your father, a craftsman, a carpenter, someone who helped craft so many of the buildings we see around us. I remember that wonderful time in the bar room. He lost his eye. And you, a little girl, a little blonde-haired, curly-haired, red-headed girl, our little girl. Little girl, short, tall, short, not tall, tall, short, and our little girl. But even then we knew you were destined for greatness. Your spunk and your spirit and your graciousness and your heart showed itself in all your charity work. Libraries, hospitals, research to cure diseases, and in smaller, somewhat less inconspicuous avenues of love and devotion, helping poor and vulnerable. And now, you have finally returned to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid the young woman that the mayor is recalling in his speech wasn't all poppies and sunshine. In fact, most of the time I was just trying to impress Elvira over here. I guess that's all in the past now, yes? I am prepared to make a donation to this town that I love, a town that bore me, that prepared me for the life I have now, that made me into the woman you see before you. Donation of $100 million. 50 for the town, and 50 to be split evenly amongst every family that resides here.
100 million.
Just one condition.
Of course, what condition?
Oh, it'll be a fair trade, Mr. Mayor. I will give you $100 million in exchange for a little justice.
I'm not sure I understand.
Justice. Justice.
Yes, you keep saying that, but
So you understand, justice, 100 million for it.
But justice doesn't have a price.
Everything has a price. Mr. Mayor. Morgan?
Do any of you recognize me?
Judge Frieden?
I used to be, till Mrs. Waxman offered me the opportunity to join her employ as a butler. Granted, it doesn't seem like a logical career move, but
Oh, speed it up, Morgan, nobody cares.
Mrs. Waxman is willing to give this town 100 million of her hard-earned dollars in exchange for the righting of a wrong done to her years ago.
What's going on?
You were in my courtroom years ago, Mr. Albertson.
Oh, call him Ira, no need to be so formal. You're not a judge anymore, Morgan.
All right. A paternity claim was brought before me. Mrs. Waxman claimed you were the father of her child.
That was long ago. It was so long ago.
You denied you were the father.
Then I was young and stupid.
Bring Mara and Maya in here.
Testify! Let's testify!
Do you recognize these two women, Ira?
I don't.
Mara, Maya, Mara, Maya, Mara, Maya.
Tell him your old names.
Michael Pasternak, Matthew Thomas Bertram.
Oh, now, Ira.
I don't know them.
But they're girls. Why would they be named for boys?
We are girls. We were men.
What in the...
Do you recognize Ira's voice, ladies?
I just told you I didn't know them. How did you know me?
Do you know his voice?
We're blind, blind, blind as a bat.
His voices, you idiots.
Deep and low.
Were you two witnesses in the paternity case?
Testify! Testify!
What did you say?
We did it! We did it!
Did what?
This is nonsense.
We screwed the whore!
Christ, the children.
Were you telling the truth?
We lied! We lied!
Why did you lie?
Ira gave us money! Money to lie!
And what did it take? How much did it cost for you to destroy my life?
Enough to buy a bottle of whiskey! Just one bottle!
And tell everybody here what I did when I found you after all those years.
Bad, bad, bad! Bad, bad, bad!
She searched all over the world for them. They escaped this town when it started falling to pieces, but she found them. Someone must have given them money to get away. Perhaps they blackmailed someone for her.
I wonder where Ira could have got all that money.
No!
Guess that was before she dried up, Ira.
I never paid.
You paid them to say they screwed me.
Mrs.
To say I was a slut. To make it seem like anybody could have been the father. But you were the only one I was ever with, Ira. You were the only one.
This is ridiculous. We're talking about two people who would be beholden men right now. These are young girls.
She gave us to her boys.
What did the boys do to you?
Cut it all off.
You can't say
They cut everything off.
You started with the castration, then the eyes, then the hair.
I'm gonna be sick.
I believe in starting at the bottom and working your way up.
There you have it. The judge, the witnesses. We're all here, aren't we?
This is insane. Even if I did.
If. Did you just say if, Ira?
What happened to the child?
It died. A little girl. Our little girl, Ira. She died.
And you, Mrs. Waxman, what became of you?
I became a whore. A real one.
This is not...
Just like you had them call me in court all those years ago.
I screwed the bank! I screwed the whore!
And what do you want now, Mrs. Waxman?
Justice. $100 million. When somebody kills Ira Albertson,
Mayor, I did it so long ago.
I lost my leg such long ago, Ira. But it still hurts. It still aches every day. I miss it, what used to be there, but do you know what I miss even more? What could have been there if life hadn't cut it off. I've been chopped to pieces. That's my life. You may be standing here a fat, disgusting old man, but at least that's as a result of your own choices, your own possibilities. I know who I am because of what the courts decided that day. I asked you if you would go back, if you could, and you said yes. But today's your lucky day, Ira, because I discovered a time machine, and it's called money. So here we are, back to that day. Back to the day when I was made a whore, and my little girl was made a bastard. But this time, I get my justice. All for the cheap sum of $100 million. Looks like it's feeding time, Ira. Don't they look hungry?
Now stop. Just stop! We do not condone vendettas in this town, Mrs. Waxman. We are not animals. This is America, and these are modern times, and this is a good town, full of good people. And as mayor of this town, I have to tell you no. No. I would rather see this place sink into the earth than to accept your offer. I'd rather have destitution than depravity.